Sup shooters, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews, where today we have ourselves a remix of Wessjester's track Money Grip. Switching over to here, I assume this remix is also done by Wessjester. We're going to listen to this track from start till finish. At 6 minutes 20, it's a little bit of a longer one, but that's okay. I've just realized that the volume for my YouTube's been down a little bit, so hopefully that hasn't been too much of a pain with recording purposes. Make it full screen. And we're going to hear what we think. Let's go. I think of the times like this because the original Money Grip was kind of about like the parents not buying you the DLC and going between the parents and then like struggling to get like a job and getting fired from stuff. You know, it's a pretty wild review. If you want to see the review I did of Money Grip, the previous one, it's on the channel as well. But yeah. Oh, I like how slick that transition was between sections. You had the piano. Wait, what did you have at the start? Let me pay attention to the instrumentation. Is that like a guitar line, actually? Drums. There's like a kind of a filtery kind of effect on the guitar line, isn't there? It kind of warbles in and out. And to be fair to Wessjester, the vocals sit neatly and nicely on top of it. He's gotten better at laying stuff. It's good. It's got a nice groove to it, I dig it. I'm liking how everything is in the same key signature. I'm liking how you can kind of just nod your head to it and kind of, you know, attempt to relate to it. A bit of sizzle to his voice there. That must be really rough on his vocal cords, eh? Hopefully he's using correct technique.
We ran so far, we never ran out of things to say.
That's an interesting, like, little glittery kind of like key line on top there. They're using notes within the scale, so it matches. There's some really nice segmentation so far within this track. I'm loving this kind of 1 and 2 and a 16th and 8th pseudo 16th note groove on the drums.
It was
back and forth.
Even on the fourth, back and forth, I said,
okay.
We ran so far away, we'll never forget that day.
Ran so far away, we'll never forget that day.
I think of the times we used to spend together, online forever, online forever.
You gotta hand it to Wessjester. His vocal lines are interesting and the way he communicates is kind of fascinating. It's changing, it's constantly changing.
I think about the times we used to spend together, online forever.
I think this is one of my favorite tracks from Wessjester. I think this honestly is.
Online forever. Do you remember we never ran out of things to say? It was
I think this is remixing some elements of Money Grip, the original one.
And then you decided.
If I was to sort of say anything, it's that like the piano, the boom, you could maybe take some of the mid energy out of those keys.
But I know you'll be
just as an EQing thing.
again, my friend, you'll be back.
Just because everything in the like, there's a lot of really nice sounding samples, and I just think if you were to sort of take some of that mid energy out of those, it would sit nicely with the rest of the instruments. Like a whoa, I don't know what like range that is, but there's a resonance I can hear there.
I might not see the next text message. message. I had a
So the song's basically about a relationship that's gone past, and he's reminiscing over it and the stuff they used to do, and he's got sort of describing it about the text messages and stuff like that.
girlfriend one time, and then I left her back in a rhyme. Back in time. I said I had a girlfriend.
I think that Wessjester might be.
back in time.
Is he like
Back in
freestyling,
time.
or has he
In
written
one
the
of my
lyrics for
old
this?
songs, and I left her there, and now I am moving through my prime, and I am a prime.
What I'm liking as well is that Wessjester is emphasizing the syllables on each of the beats of the drum kit. It's really clear, consistent groove making. This is quite nice actually.
You should treat yourself when you don't feel so
I love the energy surrounding it. It's very perky.
zero, not a hero. You need to narrow, but you don't make none. You make zero. You don't feel so good. You want to be somebody's hero. Instead, you're a villain, and you feel like not the man. And you stand and you wish you had something in your
All right,
hand.
Wes, you got something here.
Can't find your gland, and you do not demand too much from this world, but this world has circumstances that are out of your hands, and you can't get romance, you can't do a salsa dance with the
I was wondering if we were gonna say dance.
you can't get romance.
Well done. Like, this is the thing. I think we're aware that like we've got a groove going, and it's nice to shift it up. Cool.
I mean, you can't get love.
You got a boom, boom, boom kind of line going throughout there in terms of the overall melody of the song, and the bass and line and the pianos kind of behave and follow it. And like 4 minutes has flown by. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty impressed by this.
You can't get love, and
Like a wah wah kind of keyboard or something going on here.
hopefully somebody comes along, shakes you out of your cobwebs. Hopefully you don't dread got to be in a relationship again, but no one really cares when you're all alone. No one really cares. I think of the times we spent together online.
We're working back to this. I think of these times we spent together. We're working towards these sort of hook lines on Money Grip. I'm still trying to sort of figure out how it relates back to some of the topics within the original Money Grip, but I think maybe the music is the thing that's remixed for like an alternative topic, which is fine. It is a remix.
When you hear my songs, and then you hear in the background some bongs, and you hear in the background some songs, when you hear all along that he was ripped and he dipped, and he can't go and he tripped and he aside and he sipped and he sipped. Everybody says that he's got something, but no one really knows what the truth is. When
We're speeding up these raps as well. Wessjester got that Fuego game going, my man. Nice work, dude.
told you, man, put my rings up into
Ba
the
ba da da
air.
ba ba da da bum.
You a song that I care from my heart as we start. I had a good
So you can get away with a track like this if you continue to sell a story throughout that evolves and diversifies. If you just repeat the same hook line and verse over and over, if you have that structure going, it can be a long 3.5, 4
good
minutes.
song, then it turned into a chart. Everybody says
Turn into a shark, whoa.
you singing, but you aren't bringing it to the table. I am able. Sometimes I say I think of the times we used to spend together online forever. Then we ran out of things forever, and it was back and forth, even on the 4th. You know where I'm coming from, the north. Then they decided to leave me back again. That person decided to leave.
Dude, I love this flow. Wessjester, do more of that, man. You got the voice where you could potentially do some rapping like that, dude. I dig it.
Be back.
Because you can go da 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 da. Like that's a 16th note groove on top of that 1 and 2, and it'll contrast, but it also fit really well. It's like you can have both
I
things.
know they'll be back. I might not see the next text message, but I know they'll be back again.
And he finishes it that I might not see the next text message, but I know they'll be back again. He's aware. Wessjester is aware of exactly what he's doing with these tracks. I'm blown away by this. I think this is one of his best songs. Like it's a really good song. I enjoyed this more than the original Money Grip. The original Money Grip is more sort of Westchester style that I'm familiar with over the last year or so, which there's nothing wrong with it. But this is like another level. I think this remix is a great start. Some really positive stuff for Westchester. Like, if he was to write an album with this kind of stuff, it would probably do okay. All the levels in the production studio mix master side are pretty good. The recording of the vocals is pretty clear. The other samples and instruments used in this have been recorded and or put in places where they make a lot of sense. Everything's in the relevant sort of key signature. Even when there were sort of the odd chromatic bits, he resolved them fairly quickly, so musically it made sense. The rhythm, the tempo was consistent. There was enough of a change with the percussion elements for it not to get stale in that regard either. Yeah, and his vocal performance was full of charisma and it was really fascinating. I've got a lot of love for what Westchester was doing here. Like, genuinely, I'm really proud of him because what I love most about Westchester, for people unfamiliar with his work, is that he listens to feedback and doesn't sort of like take it personally. He doesn't get upset or hurt by it like I do, because I can be a really salty, petty person. And when I get criticism, I don't take it very well. I'm kind of envious of how well Westchester takes criticism because he's such a champ about it. Like, I'm not being rude about it. I mean, there was only one or two occasions I think where I was pretty sort of unimpressed because I'd heard such great stuff from him up until that point. I just couldn't understand it, but he was still good about that, and I wasn't rude or anything. I think I was just very blunt with my approach of sort of communicating my displeasure with the situation. Westchester is a good musician. He's interesting. He's entertaining to listen to. I maintain that he will continue to grow. There's still more that I think he can do with his amount of potential. And I look forward to what he does in future where he goes, because it's going to be, he's just got so many stories to tell. And the reason I say that is because, as I mentioned in the previous review for Money Group, he's written thousands of songs. And if he's still not if he's not run out of material at this point, he is just, it is a absolute love affair with him with music. And I wish just the best of luck in future with his music. Yeah, the vocals suited the style. It's typical Westchester. He is making his own sort of sub niche subgenre of music. Like, I don't really hear stuff like Wes's, but I can tell that this has potential to go somewhere, and I really hope that Westchester follows that. So thank you for watching this review of Money Grip Remix by Westchester. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I will keep both of these videos on the channel. Usually with this SB Reviews playlist, I have like one per musician, but Westchester, I've been doing a lot of his reviews. A lot of them are not on this channel. Like, I've done at least a good 40 plus reviews of his stuff over the last year. Again, he has a lot of material. This is just fantastic. I'll keep both, just because I think it's good to compare the two for people who are maybe more familiar with his previous work and people who see where he's going in future. But please do go check out Westchester's social medias and various YouTube pages and such. And please also remember, support your local musicians and artists at this point in time. He's in to help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you in the next review. Spider hands up.